My favorite thing that I have learned, I think, about this whole process and about the Olympics and everything is to always have gratitude. I have a note in my phone that every morning I open it and I just put one thing that I'm grateful for. And I think a part of that has really helped me through this process.
Welcome to Believe in Progress, the American Association for Cancer Research Foundation podcast. Join us and be inspired by the incredible stories of those who have faced cancer with strength and resilience, and the medical professionals who are working tirelessly to find new treatments and ultimately a cure. Believe in Progress isn't just about the science of cancer. It's about the human side of this disease. Together, we can make progress in the fight against cancer and bring hope to those who need it most. What does it take to make it to the Olympics, survive cancer, and return to compete at the highest level, all within a matter of months? On this episode of Believe in Progress, the podcast brought to you by the AACR Foundation, we're honored to share the story of Karlie Kisha. Karlie is a recently retired Olympian who represented Team USA in field hockey at the Paris 2024 Games. But just 3 months before the Olympic team was announced, Karlie was diagnosed with papillary thyroid cancer. Her story is one of grit, gratitude, and grit again. From competing in 73 international matches to becoming a two-time NCAA national champion. From cancer surgery to Olympic glory, Karlie's journey reminds us that the road to resilience is paved with love, discipline, and unshakable spirit. Karlie, welcome to Believe in Progress. We're so glad to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your field hockey background, when you got started playing field hockey, your love of the game, basically.
So my mom was a field hockey coach. She's now retired.
Oh.
My birthday's in September, so that's during field hockey season. So I was on the sidelines my whole entire childhood. So I guess the love of the game just started almost from birth.
Is that why you say you quote, born into field hockey?
Yes.
And your mother, did she play too?
Yes, she played all through middle school, high school, and then she played at East Stroudsburg.
Oh, wow. You kind of come by this naturally then, I guess, right?
Yep, and my sister played as well.
You played in high school and then you
Mhm.
moved on to UConn
Yep.
And as a freshman, you went to UConn?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that unbelievable story at UConn.
It was amazing. It was so fun. 4 years, I've made such good memories, good friendships, and the teams that I was able to play on and be a part of were just amazing. The talent, but also the camaraderie, the culture was unbelievable. And then to finish it with the undefeated national championship season was absolutely unreal with the greatest teammates. And like I said, memories that I'll have forever.
So did you have 2 national titles at UConn?
Bookends, freshman and senior.
And when you were a freshman, did you play at that time too?
Yep. I was starting. I was
Okay.
playing.
What position did you play?
I was playing a left mid.
Left mid.
Yep.
Okay. So you're running up and down the field a lot, I take it, right?
Yes.
Winning a national championship as a freshman, that
Mhm.
must have been like unbelievable, right?
Yeah. When I committed my freshman year of high school, rules are a little bit different now. I did not expect that at all. And then the year before I came in, they won a national championship. So my freshman year was actually a back-to-back national championship.
And then sophomore and junior years, were you guys competitive as well?
We lost the first round in the Final Four, so in the semis, unfortunately.
Was that Big East at the time too?
Yeah, we were Big East all 4 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so then winning the national championship as a senior
Mhm.
must have been very special to you.
Oh, unbelievable.
And how did going to UConn, not just athletically, but even, academically and just socially, how'd that frame you as a leader and as a person today?
I was very blessed with talented coaches. They brought me from what I kind of laugh now to see what I was like in high school, and they've brought me to be such a more mature, understanding the game. They taught me to be a student of the game, and that's what I take now into coaching. And just the people I've met there, they're my best friends. A lot of them were in my wedding, and they've shaped me. They've supported me. They're still around, texting me all the time, even though I'm done playing. But they're still my best friends. But I had an unbelievable time there, and I'm forever
That's
grateful.
nice. That's really nice.
Mhm.
So while you were at UConn,
Mhm.
were you in the Olympic program or the Olympic development program at the time?
So I while at UConn, I was on the development team.
Okay.
And then a little after,
And
once
can
I
you explain
graduated.
that a little bit for our audience, what that means?
Yeah, so there's different age groups. It's a lot like other sports. It'll be like a U14, U16, U18,
Mhm.
U19, and a U21. I was on the U19, U21 very briefly, and then I was on the development team. So this can be anyone basically that's not on the US team that wants to stay in the pipeline, and then is over the age of 21. So I was on that for about 5 years until I was selected for the US team.
Did you think deep down that the Olympics were in reach for you?
Uh, yes and no. It was hard. There
Mhm.
was a lot of hard times, a lot of not being selected for things. Um, I'm a different type of player than what a lot of people see. It's
What do you mean?
for the position I play, I'm a defensive center mid, and you're not very noticed. It's almost if you're doing your job correctly, no one's gonna notice. That just means the rest of the team around you is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Is it because it's not flashy? It's like right,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
So you're the main communicator. You're making sure everyone else is doing their job, trying to support them in every way, and you're just doing a lot of simple stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so I think it took a little while to recognize what I could do.
And this takes an awful lot of time and discipline and practice and hours that you're giving up to do other things, right?
Yeah. I mean, that started all in even high school to even try and get recruited to play. Um, yeah, it's a lot of time depending on what level you wanna go to. The national team, we were centralized, so we moved down to Charlotte for 3 years to prep for the Olympics.
Mhm.
Um, and that was part of the reason why I have retired is to
Right.
be closer to home, but, it takes just about everything and a support system. It's not just one person, it truly takes everyone.
Your family and friends and
Yes.
and all the above, right?
Mhm, mhm,
Let's talk a little bit about your cancer diagnosis
mhm.
and how that came about and, I guess some of your emotions behind all that.
Yeah. It's still pretty crazy. It was just a year ago yesterday,
Oh,
actually,
really?
that I was officially diagnosed. Um, and that was about a month before they were going to officially announce the team to us internally. So that was a very, very scary moment.
Papillary thyroid?
Papillary
And
thyroid
how did you
cancer.
discover this?
So I actually had this little lipoma. It's a little fatty tumor on the
Right,
side of my neck, and
right.
and you know us just trying to look a little bit better. It was kind of getting a little gross, so I wanted to get it off. And I was actually supposed to go to a plastic surgeon to get this off, and stuff got booked up. Whatever. Ended up going to an ENT. He did a routine check as an ENT should,
Yeah.
and he actually found it. Huge lump where my thyroid is. I actually got out my whole thyroid and 20 lymph nodes.
So they did a biopsy to confirm that it
Yes.
was thyroid cancer, right?
Yeah,
Mhm,
ultrasound, biopsy, CT scan,
mhm.
all the
And
above.
you mind if I ask where this was where this was done?
This was all in Charlotte.
In Charlotte, okay,
Mhm,
okay,
mhm.
great. And so you have this diagnosis.
Yeah,
What's next?
exactly. So
Yeah,
I think as an athlete is super hard because we are very disciplined, scheduled, and not having a plan was probably the most scary because
yeah.
I had no idea. I've heard of papillary thyroid cancer, but not I didn't know what it meant for me and my career
Mhm.
and my health and all the above.
Any cancer in your family? Any history of cancer at all or
No, no,
okay,
nothing.
okay.
Yeah. So that was also very scary too,
I'm
which
sure.
we were very lucky and very fortunate. It was a Monday I found out, and then luckily I had like the best surgeon and team of doctors and my medical staff on the US team.
Mhm.
They actually got me into surgery. It was like one of the last surgeries on the next Friday that they could get me into
In Charlotte?
in
Okay,
Charlotte.
okay.
Yeah. And I was able to then after that was during what we call Pro League.
Yeah.
So uh, the top 10 about teams go and play in the world, and it's basically like a league, and it's really really good hockey, and we were supposed to be in Belgium and London, so I did not get to travel with the team originally in London, and telling the team was really hard.
You telling the team. Yeah.
Hmm.
Your coaches knew already though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I try to keep it until I had a plan, until I was
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
to say anything. I was training as normal. And yeah, it was
Well,
very hard telling them.
how'd your family deal with it?
My husband,
Your husband?
my husband moved,
Josh.
yes, Josh. He moved down to Charlotte with me. He has been the utmost supportive person ever.
That's great.
I'm super grateful for him, and he has been supportive through all of that. My parents and my sister, like my family and friends, everyone has been unbelievably supportive. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to get through any of this
Yeah,
without them.
of course. So, you have your surgery,
Yep.
right? I think I saw a picture of you in your hospital room giving the thumbs up.
Yep.
You break it to your team, which was
Mhm.
probably really hard.
Yes.
I'm sure they were very supportive back to you. How long did you have to be like, in the hospital? It doesn't seem like it was that long, right?
I was in the hospital for 3 days. I had a drain tube
Mm,
for 5.
mhm.
That did kinda sucked, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
You need to be honest, yes.
And that went all the way up to my ear, so it, like, zigzagged and then went all the way up to my ear, but they were just really trying. They knew I wanted to get back. And then a week after getting out of surgery, or 5 days, I don't even think it was a full week, I was on a plane to go meet the team in Belgium for their last couple of games, and then, we would move on all together in London.
Now I'm surprised, like, doctors gave you the green light. I mean, were you surprised by that?
I was very surprised, but I think,
Or did you give them an ultimatum? Like,
yes, yes,
okay.
a bunch of times I had to really advocate for myself,
Right.
and kinda put my foot down and say, "This is what I want. How do we get
And were
there?"
they, like, trying to talk you out of it, or was your family trying to talk you out of it?
My family was not.
Okay,
That's for
because
sure.
they know you.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
know
yeah,
me.
yeah.
They were supportive in all of that. The surgeon was not. He was ready to go. He was awesome. Some of my doctors down there were concerned more for the radiation that I got, the iodine,
Yes,
radioactive iodine.
yes.
So that comes later. Um, but yeah, I kind of had to put my foot down in some
How
instances.
how did they know then that they got all the cancer out, right?
So
They
they
took the thyroid out, I take it, yeah.
yes, yes, and then they took 20 lymph nodes.
Right,
They unfortunately did not.
right.
So I had to get radioactive iodine in
Yes.
July.
Oh, is this still you're still now you're going back in the pro league, you're playing now, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
after yeah, we're really jumping around. So I get to London. So we came to Belgium. I get to London, and I didn't know if I was even gonna be able to play. They just kind of wanted me to get there, just so I could be back with the team, honestly, like for myself in recovery and to be with our trainers and our medical staff that I could rehab back into playing. My first full practice, so in the beginning of practices, we sometimes do like all out sprints to try and PR just to see if we can get up to our top speed.
Okay.
I PR'd.
Whoa.
Yes.
Coming out of
Coming out of
cancer
surgery.
surgery.
And one of the things with thyroid cancer is fatigue.
Right,
So
right,
I might have been playing for maybe the last 6 months under fatigue, and I didn't even know it.
right,
See, I had no idea. I mean, we live in a state of fatigue. I had
right,
no idea.
right, right. Because you train so hard all the time.
Yes,
Right.
yes, and when I probably was starting to get the symptoms, we were in India for 2 months trying to qualify for the Olympics.
Okay.
So, when you're in India for 2 months, you're under fatigue and, like, nutritionally, physically, all of that.
Mhm.
But, yeah, so it was pretty crazy. My teammates definitely won't let me live that one down.
I hope you're enjoying today's episode. I wanted to take a quick moment to remind you that your support is vital in our fight against cancer. As we always say at the AACR, cancer research saves lives, but we cannot do that without the generous support of people like you. If you're moved by the stories and insights shared in our podcast, please consider making a donation to AACR by visiting aacr.org. Your contributions help fund essential research and provide support to those affected by cancer. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to the Believe in Progress podcast. By subscribing and sharing with your friends and family, you help us reach more people with these important conversations. Thank you for your support. Now let's get back to the episode. And how did it feel getting out and playing? Were you everything just kind of come back to normal or?
Yeah, it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah, right,
It
right.
was only 2 weeks. I mean, I was back practicing about a little over a week. I was really lucky because we're prepping for the Olympics, so I'm in the best shape of my life,
Right,
honestly.
right.
And I was running by myself with our strength coaches the day before surgery. They were yelling at me, being like, "Cancer has nothing on you," and all that stuff. So
And
I was
was the,
lucky.
drain was this was go the drain was out or
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but were you still having to bandage things and the
Yes,
trainers having to do things?
yes. So lots of stitches. There's a funny story.
Yeah.
So while we're over in Belgium, I'm coming over, and if I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty scary,
Yeah.
right? And the Argentinian team and our
Which is like
coach.
the top one of the top teams, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they just got 3rd at the Olympics.
Okay.
Um, and they talked to our coach, who he is Argentinian, and they asked if I had a shark bite. So I have now the nickname Shark Bait
Ah,
from my teammates.
okay.
But it was pretty crazy. When I played, they bandaged a part of that was still, like, sticking out a little bit. But other than that, it felt pretty good. I had pretty good mobility. Everything looked good, which was really nice. I was really shocked. Everyone was really shocked how well I was doing. I was like I said, I think it helped that I was in
Could
the
have been like the Intimidator too with
Yeah,
that look,
right. It
right?
was a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So walk me through, so you're doing the pro league,
Yep.
and does that get to selections for the Olympic team for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically every international team announced their selections after the pro league.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was about 3 weeks post-op was when the selections came out.
And tell us your reaction.
I was just speechless. It was a lot of emotions. I still get emotional thinking about it
Good.
because it's crazy. I mean, your whole life you dream of that, right?
Yes.
And then 3 months before, it could just get ripped out from underneath you, and you have no idea.
Right.
My sports psych, I was talking to her way before when this all started, and
Okay.
she's like, "You're a little crazy. You're more worried about the Olympics than the fact that your body has cancer inside of it." I'm like, "I can handle that, but can I get onto the field?"
That was really more important to you
Yes.
making that Olympic team than the cancer side,
Yeah,
right?
which is
I
when you
no,
think about it, it's a little
it
crazy.
is, but I get it from because again, you were born into field hockey, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this has been my dream since I can remember.
So when you made the Olympic team, did the team go in boats down the Seine River? Was that part of it, or for you guys was it different because you might have been in a different location for the start?
No, so that was
Okay.
very cool. Unfortunately, our team did not get to go because we competed the next day.
Ah,
So our, alternates got to go,
okay.
which I was very happy that they could go and represent us.
Sure.
But they said it was absolutely unreal.
So what was the Olympic experience like for you?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was everything that I've ever dreamed of, and to do that and to be a part of all that with, like, some of my best friends on the team, and we have such a good team, such a good group of young women that are just so awesome and so strong, and we also had the most fun.
And because you guys, are in different locations, I
Mhm.
think, in the country, are you in the Olympic Village? Is that still your main
Oh,
base?
yes,
It
yes,
it
yeah.
is?
Yep, we were right there in
And so
Team
you get to
USA.
mix with other athletes and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah, we were right Team USA, that Team USA house where Team USA was,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we had a pretty good location. We were right next to the dining hall, we
Ooh,
were right at
nice.
the entrance, we were right in the hub of everything, so we got to see all these people, we had balconies, we looked at the Eiffel Tower every night, we
Oh,
watched it shimmer at 10 p.m. every night.
nice, nice.
Yeah, we were
What,
involved.
any besides yourself, any really famous athletes that you had the opportunity to meet?
Yeah, besides myself.
Besides you, of course.
Yeah, what was I think one of my favorite just, like, meeting people, we were cheering on the women's, basketball final. It was, like,
Uh,
one of the last,
okay.
events, and we're all dressed ready for the closing ceremonies in the bottom of the Team USA house. There's a lounge, so there's a bunch of TVs. A bunch of athletes are all in there, and me and Katie Ledecky are standing next to
Oh,
each other, cheering them
wow.
on, and we're, like, high-fiving, and it was really cool just to see all these athletes, all these world-class,
Yeah.
like, gold medalists, and we're all in one room cheering on, our women, so it was a really cool experience.
Did your cancer, affect your teammates, like, in a positive way? Or did it not
I
even come about at all? Knowing that
um
you've basically survived cancer, and here you are 2 weeks later, basically, or well, a few weeks later, playing in the Olympics.
I don't know. I think so. I think so.
I mean, they knew you had cancer, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 100%, and they were very, very supportive. Again, I wouldn't have made that through without them. We like to joke around a lot. Like I said, they were making fun of me a lot. I'm probably one of the most fit on the team, so I always have my own cone that I'm supposed to run to in
Oh, really?
runs, and they're
Okay.
like, "I can't believe that you're doing these runs and you had cancer," and all this stuff, but no, they a lot of them have reached out and just said just how amazing and how I was able to carry myself, which means a lot, and they're just amazing.
What's your perspective of cancer now? And you know, at the ACR, we're very research focused. I just returned from our annual meeting, which there were 22,000 scientists in Chicago looking at state of the art, looking at innovative therapies for people. Just kind of curious what your thoughts are now that your cancer's behind you, but it's something that's there.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I had a very positive experience. I mean, I did just have my second surgery. They did find a little bit more, but hopefully now
Okay.
everything's gone. But I was very, very lucky to have such a support for my medical staff in the hospital, to my USA staff, to even the Olympic and Paralympic Committee. They give grants if your insurance does not pay for certain things. So they really helped me out in paying for all the different surgeries and tests and all that. The big C word is a scary, very, very scary word. And I'm very fortunate that the C word that I have, papillary thyroid cancer, is very curable. And I can't imagine what others go through that
Mm.
aren't so
Have
lucky.
you had interactions with other cancer patients because of your cancer?
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about that?
It's very hard because to for myself, it's still trauma,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, of
It's not necessarily the plan that I had, right? And I mean,
course.
nothing goes as planned,
Right.
um, but it's really cool to see people reach out. I actually had a mother reach out that her daughter, who was playing in college softball, just she was just diagnosed and just asked me for some words, and I think there's a really special camaraderie almost where we can help different people out,
Yeah.
and just show that there are ways to
Well,
deal with
I
all of
think you could
this.
be I mean, you probably are a wonderful role model, but, many people that are gonna be watching this particular episode are gonna be they're just not scientists, they're everyday people. We'll have notes on how people could get in touch with you if that's okay,
Of
but,
course.
I think that's wonderful that you're willing to give back in that regard. So take us up to now what you're doing. You're coaching now, and, love
Mhm.
to hear a little bit about that story.
Yeah, so when I graduated from UConn,
Yep.
I graduated with a degree in chemistry,
Oh.
and I'm absolutely not using that at all.
Say chemistry. You wanna be a scientist then maybe.
I thought I wanted to be a scientist, and
Really?
then, through my time, I actually was like, "You know what? I think I wanna be like a chemistry, a science, or a math, high school teacher." And then I had the opportunity at Villanova to coach as soon as I graduated, and I have loved it ever since. So I coached for 3 years until the team, US team moved down to Charlotte, and then was a volunteer for Villanova from afar,
Mhm.
and then this fall, I had the opportunity to come back, and here I am.
So what's your role? What's the main role at Villanova?
I'm an assistant coach.
Yeah.
I do a lot of the hockey focused stuff, so, anything on field, field hockey, and, uh, GPS, so monitoring their, like, running capacities and different stuff like that. So I bring Joni, the head coach. She's amazing. She's an amazing role model, amazing mom, wife, coach, all of the above.
Mhm.
And she really just heads the team, is a great leader. And I just get to have some fun and get to input all of my field hockey knowledge. And then my other assistant, Corey, she also played on the development team a little bit. And the three of us get to have the best job ever.
That's cool. What's your ambition? You wanna be a head coach?
I hope one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really enjoy I think the teaching, the part that I wanted to teach, but now I get to teach in a different way,
Mhm. Mhm.
and help just influence our younger generation of field hockey. I love the sport, and this is how I hope I can give back. And also to just really stay involved in USA field hockey as well.
So how do you stay involved with that?
For me right now, I'm just trying to help mentor my teammates.
Yes.
But I will hopefully be back. I'll be able to represent on the board as a former athlete, to be more of like a former athlete to current athlete liaison, to then report things back to the board. I can also maybe one day be like a U18 or a U19 coach,
That's cool.
and I will stay involved.
Why were you always the fittest?
I actually was a four-sport athlete.
Oh, really?
In high school, 3 sports mainly. So I swam ever since I was like 5, and I think swimming has made me so fit.
Great cardio.
Yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Swimming, field hockey.
Yes,
What else?
track and
Track and
field
field.
and cross country.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Okay. So you had the label fittest, right?
Yes.
So do you make sure your players are fit too then, right?
Yeah, yeah, because, when you're fit and if you can handle fatigue, everything else becomes a lot
You
easier.
see the coach coming, uh-oh, gotta go do some
I
sprints,
know.
right? Do
Yeah,
that kind of thing like that.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. If the opportunity presents itself, you would consider being a head coach.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that's exciting.
Mhm,
And why in field hockey? This is something I can never figure out.
mhm.
What are there so many whistles all the
Oh,
time?
I get that
And can you
question.
change that, please? When my daughter played, and it was great, it was so much fun to watch,
Mhm.
but it just seemed like the play stopped frequently, and you just wanted to keep seeing the play go on and on.
Of
Is there
course.
a reason for that, or
I mean, it's just the sport. Some people say is the most tactically and physically challenging sport because there are so many rules and so much like strategy in it, but then also so physically demanding. It's just part of the sport, and once you understand it more, that's how much fun it really can be.
and the game can be pretty fast, like on the turf. You've gotta have a lot of great agility and ability to
Mhm.
to to get around playing the game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If you ever played the Netherlands, the best and the best
They're
of the best in the
they're the
world.
best in the world?
They are so good, and we're getting there. Don't worry, we're getting there.
Really? So are we becoming competitive as a country?
Oh, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This was us qualifying for these past Olympics. We were not supposed to. And the Olympic qualifier that we were at, we were in the bottom 2, and we actually got second place. So that earned us a qualification. So we weren't even supposed to be there. So we're seeing great strides, especially leading up to home Olympics.
What's your cancer plan? I mean, is it like an annual checkup every 6 months? Do you have to get scanned, or
Mhm.
what's the plan of action?
So, like I said, I just
Yes.
had my second surgery.
Mhm.
They found a couple more lymph nodes
Mhm.
that had cancer on, but everything looks good now. So now it'll just be checkups 3 months post-op. I had one 2 weeks post-op, 3 months, and then it'll be 6 months, and then eventually it'll be a year, every year for as long as I know.
It's important, for people to get screened and to do that. I would think that would be a great message for you to send out to people.
Yeah, yeah, like checking your neck too, just like how they say check for lumps.
Yep.
Yeah, you can always check.
I
Um,
actually have a little tissue on my back here, which
mhm,
I it's always been checked out, and it's basically, fortunately, it's fatty tissue, but
mhm,
everybody should get their screening and done in advance, 'cause, the best cure is prevention.
mhm,
So,
agreed.
yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you here today, and, I can see how you're such a successful person, and I can see you being a great coach and just, more importantly, a great person, and thank you for your time. Any last messages for the audience at all?
My favorite thing that I have learned, I think, about this whole process and about the Olympics and everything is to always have gratitude. I have a note in my phone that every morning I open it and I just put one thing that I'm grateful for. And I think a part of that has really helped me through this process. And I think just having a general gratitude, especially for what I've seen across the world. Like I've been to great countries and beautiful places. I've also been to not so good places
Right,
where people don't have shoes on their feet.
right.
They're sitting outside. They don't have running water. And some days when it's tough, it might just be, I'm happy to have a roof over my head. So I think that is something that I've learned to just really appreciate everything that we have.
It's a wonderful message. So, gratitude. So each day you put a new note in,
It's
or
it's a
or
running note, and I just put the date and I put one or two things that I'm grateful for that day.
can you share with us maybe what you put in today?
So my husband and I actually just bought a new house a
Ah,
couple
all
months
right.
ago. I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And I said that I'm grateful for how beautiful the spring looks at our new house because I haven't seen that yet.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Well, we're grateful for you and so happy that you've been with us here today. And we look forward to great things from you. So thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you very much.
Karlie's story shows us that the path to progress isn't always straight, but it's always worth taking. Her grit on the field, courage in the face of cancer, and love for her teammates and community inspire us all. If you've been moved, like me, by Karlie's story, here's how you can take action. Support cancer research by visiting aacr.org/donate. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Believe in Progress on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Karlie, thank you for your strength, your heart, and for showing us what it means to believe in progress. To our audience, thanks for listening, and remember, cancer research saves lives. This episode is produced by CollegeCast LLC.